stream, was there a rational
Oh, I should turn on my. Did I even log into?
you're in Roll20. All right. Welcome back. Sorry for 2 weeks of 3 weeks. 2 weeks.
Uh,
A dark period.
Yeah.
Rather than doing a previously on recap, would someone like to read the previously on recap that I provided for you? Now, these are not everything that we've done, just more like core storyline, in quotations, salient points.
Sure, I can do that.
Go for it.
Previously on Dungeons and Dragons, the family you choose came together to find their wayward sister. Sorry, I'm getting used to glasses, so it's a little weird to read. Along the way, you befriended a slave gladiator named Hoppy, a half-bull Tatarak, and discovered a cult of fanatics who worship the Silver Flame. These cultists follow a rhetoric of egalitarianism, but seem to harbor a deep hatred of Tatarax. One prophecy even claims that their leader will be wounded and perhaps even killed by one such creature, which will be Hoppy. While their beliefs are questionable, the power they can draw upon is not. In some cases, true believers called torchbearers have their flesh burned away upon death, revealing an ornate silvered skeleton. After learning that Sari has undertaken a quest of some kind that will take her into the Vault of Proving, a treasure trove of long hidden god touch magic, you enter the Proving and defeat the challenges of the Vault, retrieving some powerful magic items, including an Eye of Horus. Through the Eye, you were able to communicate with and ultimately locate Sari. She has volunteered to become the chosen of Horus after he appeared to her in a vision. Sari, now rapidly aged to adulthood, has begun a quest to recover all four pieces of the legacy of Horus. These items will grant Sari a portion of the vast power and might of Horus himself and allow her to stop the Silver Flame, her sworn mission. While the final objective remains clear to her and to you, the details are less so. Each piece of the legacy of Horus seems to offer new insight into the greatness of the threat posed by the Silver Hand and how exactly Sari is to stop them. The Argent counterpoint to Sari is called Jaela, as you've recently learned, and has a vested interest in spreading the light of the Silver Flame to all corners of Geb, but also makes great efforts to thwart your attempts to reunite the legacy of Horus. The best example of this is Jaea using the souls of dozens of faithful torchbearers as an arcane conductor for a devastating spell that destroyed the Well of Fates. With some teamwork, you were able to recover the last vision shown by the Well of Fates, the location of the Wandering Oasis, and the next resting place of a piece of the legacy. In just a few short weeks, you will be able to find this magically shrouded oasis and plunder its depths in search of Horus's hidden power. Most recently, you have been doing side jobs in the city of Moot, including investigating the Null Mire, a corrupted section of wetlands that is now home to terrifying, almost otherworldly creatures. These creatures, while different in appearance, seemingly crafted their physical forms from whatever organic material is available, have some distinct similarities. They communicate via telepathy, seem to have an affinity for and need to farm metal, and wield a form of magic that manifests as white fire. And then there's a TikTok video, which I don't think you want me to play.
I mean, that's true. You can do that on your own if you want to. I won't recommend or not recommend that. Yeah, that brings us up to. Does anybody have any personal notes to add about the most recent excursion here into the Nullmire?
Honestly, I don't. I remember we were in a battle, obviously, and I don't remember anything about it.
Well, we did some good sneaking around. Meg, you're muted. We did some good sneaking around, taking out baddies as we were going. And then we get to nearly wiped them all out, and they killed Draco, and they're almost knocked out. Oni, she looks like she's pretty low in health as well.
Yeah, I see that. I forgot.
And yeah, so we were about to do our encounter with the guy in cloak at the top. And currently Draco is out of commission.
Who wants to pilot Renan?
He hated the last time I did it.
So that more reason for you to do it.
All right, I'll pull her.
Uh,
Because she's got a lot of hit points, so we're gonna need her.
Just get hit. Let's use some of those.
I mean,
run and hide.
the goal is just to get your enemy's hit points to 0 before your team's hit points are 0. So we need all of the hit points.
Need more teeth.
We need more teeth.
All right. Just to catch you up, there was a sort of mini boss fight here. They had built this urn of churning purple liquid that they were using to sort of render out usable organic parts that they were constructing bodies with. There was a hooded figure chained to that large stone statue on the plinth. During the conflict, he produced some kind of magical effect that shattered the chains that were binding him or her, and is just sort of like posted up on the same plinth, just watching you guys participate in the fight, not taking any position or stance, but just that of an observer. Even now, he is motionlessly observing you. Does anybody want to try to render aid to Draco, or shall he make his first death saving throw?
Are we actively threatened by anyone?
No, we're outside of like the combat initiative order. However, Draco needs to make every 6 seconds a death saving throw, or be fixed or mended in some way.
Somebody want to go and poke him with a stick?
I'm close-ish, so I'll provide aid.
Are you, what's the word, proficient in medicine?
No.
Then unfortunately you'll have to roll a 10 or better to stabilize him, to essentially stop like the arterial bleeding, and in an hour's time he'll recover 1 hit point and consciousness on his own. The other alternative is to sort of like spoon feed him a healing potion, or some kind of healing spell that would restore health.
Okay.
Does anybody have a healing spell?
Actually, I do have healing spirit.
Might be worth it to throw that. If we're not going imminently being threatened by the dude up there, then we may want to do that. Healing spirit is the one that takes like 10 rounds, right?
I believe so.
haven't really
It
used
kinda
it.
does like 1d6 per round for up to 10 rounds.
Yeah, I think so.
Pretty sure that's the same one that Draco had from level 5.
Yeah, and Oni should come on over and get a piece of that too.
Yes, I should.
Because once I'm up, then I can also do a bigger healing.
I think the easy way to do it is just to see it as a pool of 10 1d6s. So you guys take what you need, but you cannot exceed 10. It looks like Draco gets 2, and you pop up to consciousness. 9
Oy.
healing spirit charges remain.
Do you
Yeah, I'm
want us to
taking.
just roll it 9
Actually-
more times, or do you want us to just roll d6s?
You can just roll 6s. That's fine with me.
Hoppy, take at least 2 6s. Draco, take
I'll
another
take 2.
3. And then let's see where we're at. We'll have 4 left after that. Hoppy,
Okay,
take another one.
Only
Then we'll have 3 left.
Well, Draco's 3 were far more effective than Hoppy's 3.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take 2. We've got 1 left.
your 2 was more effective than my 3.
All right, you take the last. You take the last one, because you're gonna be more frontline than I am anyway. Oh,
Ooh.
jeez.
38.
Get your low rolls out now, because we don't want them when we're doing damage to this guy. All right, good enough.
Yeah, that's almost half hit points.
All
Okay,
right,
hold
after
I got one more I can help with the big group. What was it? Try to find which one. With the Aura of Life? I can't remember. I should have did some homework beforehand. Sorry, guys.
We'll blame you when we all die,
Yeah, right?
I mean, you're alive, and
like usual.
we now have more hit points collectively than we did before. So
That's the one I'm looking for. All right, go ahead, John. I'll hit this here in a moment.
do we remember what this big circular thing is? I know it had liquid, like black viscous liquid in it that was moving around on its own. Is that right?
Yeah, it sort of looked like the animated waters of death that you saw inside the proving vault. However, once you killed the person whose ritual this was, it has become static and tar-like. No longer is it sort of like effervescent and energetic. It's just still and entirely opaque. After a minute or so, the hooded figure is still there, still watching, making no attempt to be hidden, just kind of watching.
Okay, here's what I'm doing. The Aura of Vitality.
So
There we go. So that way we got
slightly better version of that
2d6
same spell.
for the whole group here.
That's awesome.
So a pool of 20 d6 that has to be doled out in 2d6 increments.
So heal up. So our tanks, go ahead and heal up first. Go on, Hoppy. Let's do a little better.
That's good. I'm over 3 or almost 3/4. So.
So that was 4. Can I do
That's
2 more?
only half the potential of the spell so far.
All right, then I'm gonna do 4 more.
There you go. 16.
I'll take a little bit too.
Yep.
Just
And then Draco.
Doesn't if I have my
Draco.
potion. I can also drink my potion. I got.
The potions are expensive. If we can do it just about, I don't care.
14. So we're at 18. How many? There's 20.
20.
Yep, 20
So
total.
that's 2 left for Draco.
Woo.
But you can do that as a bonus action each round. Is that how I read that?
Well, that was over the 1 minute.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, and there you go. That's my last spell. That level 3 spell. So boop.
Okay. Do you want us to roll initiative now, or are we still in the RP phase?
Unless you are attacking him, I don't see a need for initiative. If you want to like chuck a sword at him or charge him, then yeah, let's roll
I'd
initiative.
like to step forward and say, who are you and what are you doing here? And see if we can get some kind of reaction from him.
Where's my spoon?
There's a moment where you can see like the head beneath the hood is shaking its head back and forth, and it's just tisk tisk. She's not mentioned to me.
Who?
He pulls back the hood of his cloak to reveal kind of a rather handsome man. His hair is long and braided, and he wears a green diadem around his forehead in a circlet. And he tells you that each of you smells of his beloved.
And who might that be?
Mother Marla.
He
I'm a
puts his
little
hands
worried that's who it is.
to his chest and says, "Of course, the goddess Sari."
Ah. And who might you be?
He introduces himself as Ehai and claims to be the chosen of Hathor.
Are you friend or foe to us?
He says that he is friend to Sari, and as you are friends of hers, you are certainly by extension friends of his. However, he's never met you.
We should probably have him on check this out. How close are we to sunrise or sunset? Trust but verify.
He says that she no doubt told you to avoid this place,
Yes, you did.
but as is her way and yours, you disregarded all of those warnings.
As
I
one does.
It's as if she expected that.
He just looks around though and says, "But I don't see her amongst you. Where is she?"
She's tending to other business. We need more proof that you are a friend to us before we stand down.
He
I'm gonna
I
pop the cork and drink one of my Ivy Green healing potions because I have a feeling we're
Just
gonna
hanging
need
out in
it.
the back like, okay, we're good.
he just sort of looks almost like exasperated, like belabored. I don't know what further proof I could offer you. I assume, based on your demeanor and your forwardness, you must be Oni. When she described you as her older sister, I was expecting you to be less fair. That makes the bull creature Hoppy, the small man Draco,
Uh,
Renan circling around to my blind side,
Mm-hmm.
and that leaves only Amon in the back.
You're gonna do what with my little monster?
Nondescript.
No, she would be kind of hiding behind Oni.
He does claim that they are betrothed.
oh.
What were you doing here with these creatures? And what role have you played in overtaking this swamp?
I have played no role in its being taken by these foul creatures. I anticipated the arrival of my love at some point here, and allowed myself to be captured so that I might learn more about them and their purpose and intention.
And what have you learned? We're here to stop it.
He says, then you probably should have brought with you Sari.
Yeah, that's what she said too.
As I said, she's tending other matters.
Listening to her is overrated.
It is.
He chuckles, and while you have a very clear head of steam, he's unsure what magic and workings of mortals could be done against the Alhuen. He says
I
that
need
name
to
and like
switch
waits for
my
it to
network.
land,
I'll be right back.
but is disappointed that you guys don't know what that is.
Yeah, we don't know what that is. We are just here to fight the bad guys.
Then perhaps you are in the right place after all, for there are no guys, as you say, badder than these. Rather than have, so this was one of those, I didn't know where this interaction was going to fall for the purposes of flash fiction. So what if I just show you what was going to be the primer for that session? I didn't want to do it like before the session because that was sort of anticlimactic, but I also didn't want to do it after a session where there was a week of dead time. So you get those now. Give those a quick read. That should explain what he thinks these creatures are.
How do you pronounce that?
Which
Is
one?
that like Norwegian?
Alwyn?
Alhwen.
Oh, wait. Thank you.
Mm.
Okay. So two of them.
Ooh, that was a good one. Talk about some big baddies.
So are we then led to believe that these things have escaped from one of the spheres, or is the sphere what keeps them from leaving this area?
Ehai's supposition is that the rain of fire that the villagers saw at night was one of the smaller prisons, like losing decaying orbit until eventually it entered the atmosphere and crash landed here in the swamp.
Which we saw, didn't we, from the sky as we were traveling? Or is no? That was
Yeah,
something
we
else
saw
we
the
saw.
beam. Hmm.
Yes.
Okay, so
He says that Sari was right to potentially fear this place should they overcome, defeat, and devour someone who's been chosen by the gods. They would absorb that divine power and become much mightier for it. But having been starved for so long, they should be easily dispatchable. He would rather risk killing them now before they have a chance to eat and become mighty.
I can get behind that.
agreed.
I like killing things.
Uh, do you know of other encampments that they have? Can you take us to a new concentration of these enemies?
He tells you that the very reason he was allowing himself to be chained here is they were going to transport him to their leader before they were all unceremoniously slaughtered and torn to pieces.
We're skilled at that.
He must have uncovered additional information.
He did recon prior to surrendering, in quotes, to the enemy here, allowing himself to be captured. There are two possible locations where, like, there's a significant crater or clearing that could represent impact points. One to the northwest of our position and one to the northeast of this position.
Okay.
Both of those jive with sort of like deeper, in quotes, into the mire from where you started, so that makes a lot of sense to you guys based on how you've navigated the swamp. He proposes that you guys go to the northwest and that he goes to the northeast and will continue to try to reach out to Sari, assuming that he alone, or at least the combination of him and her, would be more than a match for whatever he finds.
Do we have the sending stones back? Can we send him with a stone so that he can let us know if he finds the primary camp, and we can let him know if we do? I'm not interested in sending him alone by himself, but I'm also not splitting our team because I don't know him.
He provides you instead a gift from him that looks like a small. Oh, you can't. My camera's off. A small. Oh my god. It's a medieval instrument. It looks like a cowbell turned upside down
Okay.
with a handle on it. So kind of like an ice cream cone with a metal cowbell on it, and it's got lengths of like steel bars that go through it, and the bars have like little metal rings on them, and it's meant to be an instrument that's shaken back and forth, kind of like a
Cowbell.
like a cowbell or a maraca. Like it makes a very unique metallic sound though, and its name is.
I'm putting it in Renan's inventory as more cowbell.
Give me a minute, I gotta look it up. It's killing me. Sistrum. It's called a sistrum. Sistrum. And he tells you that if you play a simple song that he teaches you with it, which is like 2 rattles forward, 1 rattle back, 2 rattles forward, 1 rattle back, that it will summon him to you.
Nice.
But you should never do so unnecessarily.
Okay.
And that you should never lose or displace this item.
It will go into Renan's bag of holding.
Okay.
Do we remember 2 forward, 1 back, 2 forward, 1 back?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you drank the ivy green.
Yeah.
So you restore 9 hit points, and
Yay.
as you drink, little like green bands of energy grow down your arm, sort of like animated ivy, reach across the ground and wrap around Amon's leg and grow up his leg until it touches his midsection, and Amon also gains 9 hit points.
Sweet. Nice.
Can we take the skull off of Amon? I don't know what that is, but or if it's like a poison, do we need to address that?
I don't know what that did.
Perfect.
And I have nothing in my combat notes here, so
It's gone. Woohoo!
Is this a safe enough place for us to do a short rest and get some resources back? Or maybe even just a long rest since we know where we're going to go? I have none of my defensive capabilities.
well, that's because you mismanaged your resources and blew them all in one round of combat.
Oh,
That's
did
not
I?
on me.
Did I?
You've just killed everything here. In terms of like taking an hour to rest up and spending some hit dice, this probably is still going to be a pretty safe place for that to happen. Overnight, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think we
Overnight-
do overnight.
I'll take a short rest because that will let me use hit die to get up to full.
What's the nice little pile of bones? Anything in particular with those?
No, just
Yeah,
organic
can we
material that
confirm?
had been like prepped for the creation of more bodies. The
Gotcha.
weird like stitched together guys that were all malformed amalgamations of different bones and teeth and muscle and skin.
Nice.
As you begin to rest and get yourselves comfortable and patch wounds, Ehai just chuckles and tells you that he's forgotten how frail and needy mortal frames can be.
Tell me about it. It hurts.
He tells you that he's
Was
going
there-
to head to the northeast, and should you guys run afoul of any trouble in your northwestern endeavor, to simply call for him. If there's no more questions for him, he basically just turns his cloak sideways and becomes a cyclone of sand and disappears.
Thanks, dude.
Do we need to search this area to determine if there's any loot?
Yes, because we have not
specifically-
done that. We should look for
Yeah,
any supplies or goods that we want to take with us.
Mark's
metal
mic cut out
panel-
at the very end, and it sounded like he said, "Search the area for poop."
Loot.
Loot.
We
That
can
makes
search for poop too, but
I was trying to watch your mouth because like the voice was just like you just lost the tail end of it, and it poop.
I'm wondering about if it's worth grabbing that metal, putting it in the bag of holding.
We talked about that last session. It is
Way too big and
Like-
heavy.
it was like 5 feet on a side, so it won't fit inside the bag of holding. Like if you wanted to tie it to your back, it's unwieldy, but not beyond your carrying capacity. It puts you at heavy load. If you really want it, you can certainly drag it back.
Is it just steel?
Yeah, or like a
Oh.
crude amalgamation of several types of metal. It's been well blacksmithed into a flat plane, and that guy was shearing it, trimming it into some kind of unknown size, shape, or purpose.
It would kill him.
Mhm.
Well, if he's got shears,
They were his hands. Yep. So, like I said, I think Draco was the one maybe who did like an evaluation on it and determined it wouldn't be worth more than like the cost of a breastplate of armor. So you're talking about, the metal's value being worth around 35 gold.
Not worth
okay,
it.
well, check the other bodies.
So it always seems like weird in our position to be like 35 gold isn't worth it, but
Guys, it's rainbow time. I gotta step away and just.
Okay.
is that a pooping thing?
I don't know
Is
what
that-
rainbow time is, but that sounds really important.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I heard rainbow. Rambo's pretty good too. Searching them, you find the creatures curiously devoid of any personal possessions. Like they own nothing, almost as if they were either before today either not existent or were in prison for most of their lives.
It sounds pretty shitty. Crappy. Poopy.
Yep. Poopy even.
Yeah, poopy
Um,
even.
The ceremonial vat that was made here of that roiling water of death, that's now just tar, is inset with a layer of precious metals, like a combination of gold and silver, anything that was, a high value metal. It's a thin circular band that they've etched some kind of, arcane runes across. If you wanted to break anything up into smaller pieces to take back to town for value, that would be your value get.
Sounds like Hoppy's got a hula hoop.
Anybody can make a wisdom check to attempt to appraise its value.
Sure, I haven't done one of those in a long time.
Definitely, it goes with the. It goes with the.
Territory.
Oh, she
There you
shouldn't
go.
have had advantage on, but she got a 16.
16 is still really good.
Wow, our scholar.
Unsurprisingly, right in the thief has a good idea what it might be worth. Tells you that if we could find a good smelter and separate them back into their component metals and find buyers for them as ingots, you're looking at between 100 and 200 gold in silver and gold.
So we need someone who can smelt it and dealt it.
Yep.
Daddy?
Woo! Hello, Meatball.
Hi.
Hi, Mathis.
I do not know what this game is.
That's D&D. That's Uncle John and Aunt Megan.
What's Rambo?
D&D at here.
It's
That's
D&D.
TNT D&D.
Dynamite.
Hey, bud. Sorry about that, guys. Okay,
No worries.
Mathis, you're supposed to be bugging Mama and brother about me during D&D. So I'm gonna let you go. Bye. WW.
Yep.
Dad and Sue got him a X-wing, Lego X-wing, and he has basically built all of the things that make it so the wings expand all on his own. It's like a level 9 Lego. It's crazy that he's able to do this by himself.
That's
So,
awesome.
So anyway, sorry guys. I apologize.
Nope.
He's on the other side of the house now.
I just had a thought and I couldn't figure out how to like make it. I'm gonna give you the components of my good idea, and you can figure out how to finish it off. When our dogs bother us, sometimes we borrow Dad and Sue's habit of calling them Bug. Like Jeff used to be called Bug, both because he's a cute little bug and because sometimes he's a bother. But if Mathis was ever like being cute and a bother, and you were gonna call him Bug, he could be Manthus.
Nailed it.
Full Manthus mode. All right. Yeah. Anytime he wants to put on the headset and sing me D&D songs, I'm all about it. So yeah, short rest
All right.
success. If we want to break down this ceremonial gold ring into easy enough pieces to fit in the bag of holding, that's fine with me.
Yep.
To a
It's definitely
Adding
bigger than you are, so I don't know if you can do a hula hoop.
pieces of ceremonial ring. To sell. Okay, done.
Are we ready to be on our feet and delving deeper into the swamp?
Yeah.
one last thing, the statue here, is there anything value, anything of interest?
It's a beautifully ornate statue of some kind of important leader. Nobody you recognize, and as mentioned before, it is very fragile. It's been worn pretty significantly on the right, or his left side, the right side, as you're looking at it, side of the statue, that it wouldn't take much to make it collapse over. So probably not a safe place to lean or sleep.
Should
Stepping
it
back?
be pushed over? Should we push it over to see if there's anything
No.
of value underneath?
Leave this friendly statue alone. So
We
did
don't need to break it. We could just like pivot.
you just destroyed a nice little ring.
So do we
You're
need
so
to
destructive,
do we
Javi.
need to collect the refugees that we rescued from the cage and that we like told to hide off to the side?
They're still hiding in that
Oh.
tree burrow.
Okay, I'm
waiting
gonna
for
go
you.
and collect them and explain the situation and give them the opportunity of going as a group elsewhere, like coming back the way we came to try to find sanctuary somewhere, or if they want to journey with us in case we find some place to stash them on our way to
That's right.
Big Bad's camp.
Because we found their son, back the other way. The father's still dead, but the sibling and the mother's still alive. That's what it was. So yeah, we can tell them where he is located, which is back at the other house. Good luck.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose we could ask them what they prefer.
Quivering with fear still, the mother asks if it's wise to bring them further into danger.
No,
I mean,
it clearly
it's
isn't.
not, but we don't have time to double back. We have to keep pushing forward. So that's entirely up to her if she's confident with their ability to get back to. I don't remember the guy's hut. I don't remember his name, but if she's comfortable going back there to her daughter, then they can go. But we can't guarantee their safety.
I think we killed everything on the way, so she's probably safe enough.
I
Mhm.
think so too, but
Okay.
I'm not gonna make that choice for her. She can decide.
She just wants to make sure that you're certain and that you can't escort them back. She just says it doesn't
No.
seem like you guys were on a timetable because you just sat here for an hour and ate popcorn and told stories.
Yeah, well, we had to heal up so we could go kill more things.
And your magic Sandman couldn't Sandman us somewhere.
He's already gone.
Cool.
You're welcome for
they-
being saved.
They are grateful for being freed, and they will try to make their way back to their daughter and the mystery man hut.
If they need a weapon, I have a longsword they can have.
You just see this.
She'll take it. You know, any mother would want a weapon to defend children in a last stand scenario.
Do they have
One last
any-
thing before we leave this area. One last thing before we leave this area. I want to use a blue light special just to do a quick look around. Looking for thieves' camp or any tracks or anything.
That is very interesting. How much time do you want to spend doing it? Until I find something.
Basically.
I didn't need that much help, so I assume that during that hour that everybody's taking a break, I can do it for 10-15 minutes, no problem.
Well, the mother's like, and you're sure no one can take us back to the hut? He's just over there with a torch that's not even on fire.
Mhm.
Hey, I
Don't-
gave you a
Don't
sword.
stare
damn
at him. He's special. If you remember, you're in sort of the ruins of an old homestead that was once a large stone building. On the outer edge, Hoppy, perimeter of the stone ruins, you do find a hidden glyph that's basically just an arrow pointed down.
Mm. Sounds like somebody needs to dig a hole. Draco!
Hey, you have your spoon. Use your spoon.
Spoon? What spoon? I don't
The
remember
giant
spoon. Oh.
Blue Raja. If you were to dig, it doesn't take very long for your
I'll dig.
spoon or bull claws to reach the wrought iron bound wood of a footlocker. Not very large, only about the size of a bread box. Dwarfed, of course, in your hands. Shallowly buried, and it's sort of been wrapped in like a bit of whatchamacallit, a sackcloth. You unwrap it. There is a small keyhole, not a padlock, but the box itself has like an integral lock.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Would I
show
use
it to
thieves' tools, or does she have lockpick?
Thieves' tools is how you would pick a lock.
Okay. Which attribute do I use? Probably Dex. Because it's my highest. Yeah! Sorry, I
Dang.
didn't switch to Renan when I did that. But...
Dang, Renan. About time you're useful. Woo!
Mhm.
Oh damn!
I hope she watches this. She
It's-
doesn't watch these.
It's the small hands.
It
The box is opened, and as you gently crack the lid, not clack the rid.
Oh, she's gonna be so mad that I didn't check it for traps first.
Okay.
I'm giving it to you because you got a 27.
Okay.
As you crack the lid, peels open, and on the inside of the lid, there are 2 small glass tubes that contain an acidic solution, and between them is a small bellows that was meant to discharge an acidic spray against someone tampering with the lock.
Hmm.
You did not know that it was there, but your picking of the lock was so precise and so delicate it functioned as the key, and you were able to bypass the trap entirely.
I am going to remove the vials of acid and put them in the bag. I'm sure those will come in handy later.
Okay. Inside the footlocker, it's like divided exactly in half. One half is just an empty trough that has 4 jars in it, sort of like Mason style jars. And the other side has got a panel that's got a small wooden door on it that would be like open and close this way.
Is there anything in the jars?
If you open it up, the jars have a crushed black powder in them. You've seen this once before when you discovered the stockpile of Syndicate Stygian Lotus.
Okay, so I'm gonna add
It looks and
4
smells just like that.
jars of crushed black powder to the inventory. And
So drug traffickers again.
who wants to lift up the flap?
I'll lift the
I
flap.
can.
Okay, we'll let Hoppy do it since he's the one that found it.
There's a small stockpile of gold coins. As you've seen before, they are neatly bound in like waxed paper in stacks of 10. There are 4 stacks of 10 gold coins.
40 gold.
I mean, technically, Renan isn't here, so you could split those between the 4 of us. Or I could put it all in the group pot, or...
Do they match my Flava medallion? Because if they do, I'm keeping them all.
Like with the little syndicate stamped wax paper, they could be like embellishments. That's true. We could just bling out the medallion.
Like weird metal tassels. Ugh. That's a choice.
Putting the tacky and tactical.
Nice.
Let's just separate it. Let's just do 8 apiece because I don't have any.
Okay.
I have 1 gold.
8 apiece it is.
More Stygian Lotus.
Yeah, like before, this is likely some kind of like dead drop from a larger distributor to someone who's going to sell this stuff around this local area. We're given a little bit of startup money or like change money and a product to sell. The supposition being when they're done with that, they plant it back here and someone comes and collects the money.
Renan's gonna drop a handwritten note that says, "Drugs are bad."
Drugs are
okay?"
bad. Okay. Nice.
And we're gonna put the empty box back.
Is there anything around the statue with the blue light special?
There is not.
All right. Then I'm ready to go.
All right, is the mother and son venturing off on their own? They're gonna try to go back the way they came?
Yep.
Okay.
They've gone as Hoppy was
Perfect.
just calling you over to look at the footlockers. They were putting their gear together and taking off.
All right.
And she's grumbling. Can't take us anywhere. Keep on looking.
Oh, look. Must be time to get high.
Would you like some Black Lotus to take with you?
All right. It seems as though you've gotten everything that there was to get here. Interested in moving forward? Do you want to go home?
Yeah, let's go.
We head west, right? Because he was heading east.
That sounds good to me. You guys head west. He goes east. I would like a survival check from anybody with proficiency in it to sort of just keep us on that bearing. As you remember, there's just a lot of low clinging mist outside of the structured areas that make it difficult to navigate.
Is this a... this is a navigate check, so I get
Rival.
advantage on it.
Survival to navigate.
Nice.
Oh,
We'll follow Hoppy.
Which works out well because we want to end up probably behind him anyway.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Give me just a moment. Oh right, I remember. Sorry, I forgot where we were for a second. You walk for a while. The mire of this swamp sort of slows you down a little bit. You're trudging. You're trying to avoid deep areas where you're going to sink up to your hips in mud. Slows you down a little bit. Difficult terrain navigation, as always. Hoppy keeps our course true, and you notice the farther you progress in this direction that the landscape is changing. Whereas previously we were still sort of vaguely in a wetlands, but there was just no life, no bugs, no alligators, no crows. There was just nothing there. Now even the vegetation has started to disappear. You know, there's no more water here. There's just dried, cracked earth and bare, exposed stone. Like something has eaten, you know, even the dirt and the foliage now has been drawn away from this portion of the land. And dark fissures have begun to crack open in the stone, and in the deepest parts of them you can see almost like a green fluid has begun to pool up. It smells honestly like awful, like bile and waste. But as you progress further in this northwestern direction, that experience just kind of doubles down on itself. You're now in a landscape, you know, full of just dead, hollowed out husks of trees that if you touch, just crumble under their own weight. No grass, just porous, cracked black stones, the deepest pits of which are filled up with these pools of green ichor that just smell horrible. You come to what feels to you like a ridge line, because beneath it there's just a huge patch of sunken earth. But from your perspective here, this seems like a perfect circle. It could very much be the crater that was described to you by Ehai. If you would like to go further without being detected, I'd like stealth checks. Otherwise, if you wish to continue unsneakily, perception.
well,
I can do pass
I-
without a trace.
well, honestly, we don't really see anything to warrant us needing to be all sneaky, so I say we just go right on in as is.
But pass without a
Personally.
trace will give us all a +10 bonus to stealth checks. So, and it
For how long?
doesn't cost me for up to 1 hour, and it's anyone within 30 feet of me. So we're likely already going to be traveling in that space. As soon as we get to an area that is potentially risky, I'd just do pass without a trace to give us that bonus on all of our stealth rolls.
I love it. How often can you use the ability pass without trace?
Let me look.
How long are we walking at this point?
Well, we've walked almost an hour.
So I don't know because I don't have spell slots.
Right, so you'll have to read the racial ability that gave you the...
What causes it?
your, like, stone affinity or whatever it's called from your race. I bring it up because I'm fairly certain it's only once per day. And you did use it to sneak us into the camp. Yeah, Merge with Stone says, starting at 5th level, you can cast the Pass Without Trace spell with this trait without requiring material components. Once you cast
a
that
long
spell with
rest.
this trait,
Okay.
you can't do so. Yep.
Okay. I need to
Nope.
add that as one of my countdown things.
Yeah, it's a fine idea.
Okay. So I won't be doing that.
No, I won't be doing that.
I'll do a stealth check.
Okay.
I'm at the front of the party, so I should probably try and keep an eye out for things And
You know you're getting all your great rolls now. During
Mhm.
combat, you're going to get all ones.
Hoppy, you are at the van of the party, and you are for the moment the sneakiest. Do you want to try to take a 10-15 foot lead and just peer over the precipice of this hole in
Yeah.
the earth? Okay.
I think so.
Looking down, you can see a huge crater is the best descriptor for it. A large portion, 30-40 feet deep, a huge bowl-shaped impact crater. There are large pools of collected ichor here. The whole thing is just awful to behold and smell. There's a bunch of those chattering little teethy, bitey zombie goblin things that you fought before that are all climbing around a large stone structure that seems to be half sunken into the earth here. It's really all I can give you from this distance. They have not seen you here observing them, the little stone creatures. Um, yeah.
I'm gonna go back to the group and say, "Hey guys, I saw a hole." There are things in it. Shall we kill them?
How many? These things are very mean to me. Like, I'm not a big fan of these little bitey guys.
Yeah, but I can kill like 7 of them in a round, so I'm not afraid of them.
Yeah, but they've killed almost killed me once. They did kill me once. Whew.
Maybe if you'd stop getting in their way, they'd stop trying to kill you.
They swarm me. They love my magic because I'm magical.
Do love the matter of opinion. Star Lord versus Drax. I see them as paper people. Owie, though, they bite. I'm gonna move us to that map then, and you guys can decide what you'd like to do.
Okay.
It's a larger map. You may want to pan out to get a sense of all of it. You'd be coming in from the lower right-hand corner of the map, sort of where the Patreon stamp is.
All right.
The thing at the top there, what is that?
We gotta get closer to find out.
Find out. That's great.
Or a very good perception check from the rim of the crater. That's
I'll
pretty
do a
good.
perception.
Just wait and see if Amon's beats yours for the purposes of giving you additional information.
Oh, these need stealthies.
Nice. The Eye of Horus. We'll call it like the tree topper on top of this stone sunken edifice is at its core is a perfectly spherical, highly polished stone that's encased in some kind of metallic aperture that's been seated at the top of the thing. And you don't understand its purpose beyond the fact that there definitely seems to be some kind of exchange of energy happening here, whether it's producing energy and transmitting it into like the swamp around it, or whether it's drawing energy from the swamp and collecting it into itself. It's kind of hard to tell. Sort of like watching like a dialysis. You can see that something is happening and that there's energy being exchanged. You just can't, to the untrained eye, you're not sure exactly what the process or direction is.
So
But
I think this
looks expensive.
this is kind of the stuff we should probably let our new little friend,
Yeah.
Sorry's fiance know. Hey, this is probably what he's looking for. And honestly, we could probably use the assist.
I'm alright with that. Do you want me to have Renan
Do we
summon
need
him?
to?
Summon
Should
him.
we move
Summon
back
him.
a little bit?
Yeah, probably so they don't hear our nice little ring-a-ding-ding, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's my thought.
Just unjournal you all for a second. Hey, do what I say. It's not doing what I'm saying.
He does have dreamy eyes, though, doesn't he?
He does.
I wonder how old he was before he became the chosen.
Or how old he thinks Sari is.
That's maybe a better question. I was thinking if they were both roughly the same age, maybe it's not gross, but otherwise, kind of gross.
Hey. It's a different time, different place, different
Fair.
cultures.
That's fair.
Sorry, I don't know why it's lagging. There we go. All right. So you want to try to call Ehi for help, or do you want to summon him to your side?
Yes,
What are we
we
talking
want
about?
to summon him to our side because we don't have any way to communicate with him beyond just summoning him, right?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if anybody took the message spell.
I tried to offer him sending stones, and you gave us the cowbell instead. So more cowbell.
Okay. He appears directly adjacent to her.
Hey, that was quick.
He's covered in like dark congealed blood spatter on his face and arms. And like he appears with like gritted teeth and spins to you with hands that are like made of luminous blue knives. And
Oh.
they quickly become fleshy fingers again, and he's just
Hey. Point over. Hey.
She's not gonna say anything. She's just gonna kind of like quirk an eyebrow and then point at the tree topper.
he says, "Yes, this is
Done it.
sort of what we were expecting. Are you incapable of dealing with it? Not that I had
Didn't
nothing
know.
to do where I was.
I'm
Clearly.
Oni's tall enough that she can see over Renan's head. She's just gonna say, "We're happy to deal with it. We just wanted to contact you first in case there was anything that you needed to tell us before we engaged."
It's simply an eye of corruption."
Very well. You can get back to what you were
Do I
doing.
just poke it with a stick?
He said, "You know not to let that one touch it, yes?"
No, I didn't know that. What do we need to know about fighting an eye of corruption?
Sidling up alongside Hoppy, sort of like tracing the musculature of his tricep, suggesting he might be pansexual. Just like the eye of corruption is a beautiful apparatus forged by the gods long ago. It has many functions. However, it will obey the commands of the strongest will. Um, commensurate with that ability is it will also likely dominate the wills of those
Weak-minded.
lesser than it. He gently taps Hoppy's forehead. I would keep him free and clear of it, were I you.
Ranged attacks only. Got it.
He recommends not touching it. However, if someone of strong will gets close to it, they may be able to force it to stand down or even reprogram it.
I got it. Don't worry.
Since it will respect someone of great willpower, especially if that person has access to Heka to draw upon. It was meant to respond to the gods, but anything that you can do to emulate that ability might. Certainly, these lesser creatures are not controlling it.
Okay.
Something else must be, and surely the fight that lies before you is more challenging than these simple things.
Well, I also let him know about or show him the little insignia. Like, I couldn't quite make out where I was. You got eyes on that?
He tells you that it's the language of the gods, and it tells you essentially do not open.
Okay, so no
Is
breaky
this
break.
One of the prisons?
In his estimation, this confirms the belief that this is at least a portion of one of the prisons for sure.
Okay.
He asks if you'd like him to stick around and supervise, or if you've got this on your own. Says there's no shame in asking for help and admitting to your weakness.
Sure. You're welcome to stay. Do you want to fill us in on what you found on the other side?
He's curious to know how high you can reckon numbers.
Tiffany.
I have
High enough.
20 appendages.
Yes,
21.
21.
21.
He chuckles and says, "Many times that number, friend, have I just laid waste this day, and as soon as I'm done here, I shall return and finish them off. However, there was no source. The Eye of Corruption is here for a purpose. The mastermind to this prison break is likely here."
Well then, you're here for the mastermind. Stay with us.
He says that he's going to heed Sari's warning and not be in the midst of anything that might be able to steal his deific power, unless you need him. Should you need him, he'll involve himself, but otherwise, if you're fully capable, he'd just as soon not risk it.
Fine, stay back here and throw heals. I don't care. But make yourself scarce
Okay.
so that we can get this
I
done.
will be happy to go down and kill all the things.
Yep.
However, if you want me to stay away from the glowing thing, you're going to have to.
You just
give me
have
a
to
reason.
stay away from this thing, but those little guys, I don't see any reason why you couldn't get down there. You and I are going to be down there because we're not going to be able to do a ton of range damage. Like, we're not really built for ranged.
I'll add him as like an initiative 0 help, harm, or heal NPC.
Okay.
And you guys just let me know what you want him to be doing. I didn't want him to be a full-blown combatant because that's going to make this encounter impossible for me to balance, but as a Triple H, I don't mind him so much.
I guess you want me to do.
Wow, I actually did a decent roll for once.
Wow.
Looks like Amon acts first.
I'm just gonna move, try to find a better position. I don't have much. Oops. Sorry. As discussed before, Zeke is recovering from being sick and very, very clingy.
I like it. Andy is hanging out on the shoulder saddle that was constructed specifically for him.
My token is being funky. Yeah, so I'm just gonna move. I didn't count my movement, but what is going on? Sorry, I'm using Michelle's computer because it's faster than mine, and but her touchpad is funky. Okay. I'm just gonna move, and then that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Draco.
Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and move on over to this on crafting, so that way I actually can aim at something and hit something, maybe? Because, yeah, I shall then do... I'm going to delay my attack, because I don't want to get everything aiming at me right now. Yeah, I'll delay my attack once Hoppy and Oni get into it.
Renan.
Okay. What is the range on Booming Blade? And how does that work? Is that
Booming Blade basically lets her just make an attack as part of the casting of the spell, and then if that attack hits, the next time that creature moves, they take Booming Blade damage.
okay?
Better
So I'm
to
guessing
do
the
sneak
range
attack.
is
Yeah.
touch.
And Witch Bolt is just a magic spell, or is that something
Yep.
that's with
Nope.
ranged?
Just like a force lightning.
So I'm unclear. I know this is a crater, but I'm kind of unclear as to what is different heights. So I don't know
Yeah.
how movement works.
So, like,
if she's standing here, can she Witch Bolt this thing? Or is she too far away?
I don't see this thing, but I can
Oh,
color them so
the
that
tree
they're easy.
topper.
What's the range on it? If it's as long as it's less than or 100 feet or more on Witch Bolt, which I suspect it probably is, we're good.
Witch Bolt. Oh no, it's only 30 feet. Ugh.
Then negativo.
Okay. Well, crap. Oh,
You can
Scorching
kind of
Ray.
see the.
She can Scorching Ray.
Sure.
Let's do that. That's 120 feet. Okay. And she doesn't have any spot. Okay, there we go.
Three
I have to
times.
hit it 3 times, right?
Yep. So the first attack is a miss. Second attack is a hit.
Ooh.
And she shoots Draco, because, she's like that.
Oh no! And a 92. I gotta open up the sheet.
I'm sorry, Michelle.
Oh, sheet.
You're never gonna get to play it again. Fumble at a 92. Your spell backfires, creating a small explosion, causing you to fall and bump your head.
Aw.
You fall prone and must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failure, you take 1d6 bludgeoning damage and are knocked unconscious for 1 minute. You fall down, bump your noggin.
I take how much damage?
You take 3 damage and are unconscious for 1 minute, or until someone else deals damage to you.
How long is 1 minute?
10 rounds of combat.
Ew! Okay, during the help, harm, heal, I'm gonna have him help.
Okay. Oni,
Well, gosh darn. Okay.
think of the slope, like Renan is basically standing on the edge of the slope down. Draco's kind of setting on the edge of the slope down. Think of it as like a 30-foot drop straight down to where the green pools are. And then everything else is like as described, but like your elevation change is about 30 feet. But the slope is, bowl-like, so you can sort of ski down it or walk down it without too much difficulty. But the change from highest to lowest point is 30 feet.
All right. I'm gonna move down here. It says that that's my move, and I'm going to try to longbow the big guy, the tree topper. Nope. She's not very good at longbowing.
Yeah, it twangs and hits it, ping, and sort of like makes that hollow metal sound. You chip a little bit of the metal like housing away from the orb itself.
And do I get to shoot a second time, or is that just when I'm using melee weapons I get a second attack?
No, any attack you'll
Okay.
make with the action, you get to make 2.
13?
Mhm.
That hits?
Against the tree topper, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sweet. Okay. And that is my turn.
Since I
is-
delayed attack, I'll go ahead and hit this guy then. Blue with
Okay.
Scorching Ray. Because I was delaying.
Scorching ray. Watch out, it's hot. First one hits. Definitely a hit. All 3 hits. I see 19. Is that right? Yep.
Yep.
He is immediately incinerated. He turns to you, seeing in the periphery, and like maybe just charges, takes one step towards you, and just becomes like an ashen skeleton that the small gust would blows away, ash in the
Nice.
wind.
That's right. That's how you do it. I look at Renan and just shake my head as she's in the fetal position,
Mhm.
knocked out.
Sorry, Hoppy's turn, and then my turn.
Hoppy goes right here and rages and attacks. Was there something special about the spider dude's sword? I don't
It
remember.
belonged to a spider dude.
Yeah.
Pretty special.
I have Great Sword of the Boner and Spider Dude sword. I'm gonna hit him with Great Sword.
That is a hit for 13. And the second hit kills him. Like big goosh.
That's a move and a rage, and yeah, so I'm good. No. Okay, I'm good.
All right. A sorry, I thought I was gonna have a coughing fit. There's a deep sort of like yawning sound that shakes the ground and rumbles around in the crater. The prison shard shifts slightly,
Ooh.
and you can hear a guttural resonant voice in a language you don't understand, but makes a bellowing Enaktun Shunmas. And cracks in the green stone that is embedded in the earth begin to widen,
Uh-oh.
and a large creature emerges from them, as do dozens more of the smaller shriekers. As this creature emerges, you'll notice something unique in that it's made of the same kind of hodgepodge materials that you've seen before, mismatched rib cages and femurs for arm bones and half a skull with a dog's lower jaw. It's completely mismatched, except all of this creature's mismatched parts are encased in a body that has been made of silver and steel combined together to make sort of like an exoskeleton that gives it a vaguely humanoid appearance. It looks like a man wearing a silver suit of armor now, but through that you can see mismatched pieces of bones and viscera. In an exaggerated form, this large person is like a 10-foot tall human man. The
Wait.
first human person you've seen that makes Hoppy look small. But crawls out
Oh,
and
he's mine.
like a general begins sort of pointing at the different members of your party, sort of assigning these guru creatures different targets. And we'll start with them.
That's a cool looking guy there you got.
Be too bad if something happened to him.
A lot of teeth.
I'm sorry, we were in our privacy over here.
And I'm surrounded again. I'm gonna die. Uh,
Um,
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Barely. It's like your mic is being weird.
Let me see if I can switch it.
He draws some around himself to protect either himself or create a defensive perimeter, and summons the rest of them. And as he speaks, they sort of like shimmer, becoming disembodied pieces of themselves for a moment, and then reappearing 60 yards away.
Oh.
Reappearing first as like innards, then outards, then skin.
Excellent.
And they'll start with the gang banging with Draco, his least
Okay.
favorite.
Oh shit.
I see 3 successes, I think, but not all 4.
Nope,
right?
they're all 4 successes.
Oh,
Oh.
bummer.
Yeah, my armor class is 12.
That's 25 points of piercing damage, and I need 4 wisdom saving throws.
Okay. And you said 4 wisdom saving throws?
Yes, please. Hopefully you're good at these. So as before, as they bite you, they release these sort of like psychic screams that rattle your brain. We described it before, sort of like hearing cats scream in your face, but only in your mind. It's confounding and distracting, but you've dealt with it before, and you're able to push out that distraction and not be disadvantaged by it.
I can't believe that one was very, very close. I hit right at 10. Whew.
Oni's round of 4 attacks. Is that 3 or 2?
That is 3.
Okay. So that's 7 and 6 is 13 plus 9 is 22.
Why do they all have advantage?
Because they are
Flanking.
pack tactics. Yeah.
Ah.
As long as they are sharing. Oh my god. As long as my brain. As long as an enemy is within 5 feet of an ally, they gain an advantage on an attack.
I'm using my inspiration token to try that last wisdom save. Okay.
Sure.
Oh, I didn't
Yep.
do it as a saving throw, but the bonus is the same, right? I just did it as a wisdom roll and not a saving throw.
I don't know your sheet, but if you're telling me that's the case, then yeah, that
it
doesn't
says
matter.
It's only +1. It's not like it's
Sure.
Yeah.
You succeed on all the saves. We'll do the same round of attacks against Hoppy. Miss. Is that
Keep going.
4
That's
misses?
all misses. Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All 4 misses. I had to double check because I'm like, there's no way with advantage I didn't hit once.
Don't worry, you got them all
Nope.
on me. You're welcome.
Yeah, I really did.
The law of averages.
Yeah, it's a bad day for somebody.
I'm gonna have nightmares for these guys.
Is the eye taking a turn?
It is, but what it's doing isn't clear to you.
Okay.
It is now Amon's turn. Oh, sorry. At 0, what do you want Ehai to
him
do?
to do something else, or do you want him to wake up Renan?
Wake up, Renan.
Can he also help her to her feet, or does she have to stand on her own turn?
When you ask her to help her, he slides to her side and puts his hand in the air, and it glows slightly blue, and her unconscious body lifts up off the ground, sort of levitating until she's hovering upright, and he gently grabs her by the waist and pulls her in closely and wishes upon her the blessings of Hathor and kisses her directly on the lips. And she flashes to life, pushes him away, slaps him, but is on her feet and fully conscious.
Perfect.
I still flashed him though. Wow.
He's got a thing for sisters. He's kind of weird, dude.
Oh, I mean, she did flash him.
And it is Amon's turn.
All right. I'm going to move just a little bit closer. Is this magical terrain or non-magical terrain?
I don't understand the question. It's real in that it's not conjured.
Okay. I don't really.
Do you mean difficult?
I have an ability to walk over non-magical terrain without disadvantage.
Yes,
That's
this is
what
not
is
magical terrain.
that's yeah.
I don't know what that means. Yeah.
Yeah, had never seen that
Well, I
before
guess
either.
like just like a thorny effect that's conjured by like brambles maybe would be magical terrain. I'll have to look into that.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna cast Hunter's Mark on the eyeball on the tree topper, and if I can find my bow.
Oh yeah, your moon bow.
It is.
My moon bow.
I see 6 points. 7 points. And the second hits for 5 plus additional Hunter's Mark damage of. Nice. You have shattered the left half of the metallic frame that holds it in place and attaches it to the stone prison. It's like teeter-tottering. Any movement from you?
I moved like half my movement the first. I'll stay there.
Draco, it's your turn again, friend.
Do you have Thunder Wave? Get that stuff away from you.
Very good call. Thunder wave. Here we go.
Draco casts Rape Whistle.
Uh, wow. That was nothing.
Yeah, but they gotta have a DC save of 16, so chances are they're
Yeah.
gonna get pushed away.
I'm gonna give you the fail. They have no con bonus, so they'd just be rolling a 20-sided die and trying to get a 16. So I'm gonna say they fail, rather than rolling a bunch of times. So I take 8.
Yes.
And you get pushed back 10 feet.
Is it straight away like this?
Out from me. Yeah.
Does
Okay.
that also hit this one?
That would have been right at the tail end of it. So
I'm gonna give it a break because it's also 30 feet below him.
Okay.
yeah.
But that also means that these two take falling damage,
3.
3 rather, and die.
Nice. Yeah!
This one stayed at the same level and does not take 3d6 of falling damage, but you basically crack them half in half with the thunder wave, and then as they fall, they break their bones. You can hear that gushing wet sack of bones breaking sound.
That's what they get. Splats. That hurt you guys. You're so meanies.
You have a movement and a bonus remaining.
Get away from them.
I'm 3 feet above you right now. I just have this other guy I gotta get. So I'm gonna. Was my summon my wildfire spirit? Was that a bonus action or was that a regular action?
I think summoning it is an action. I know that commanding it.
Yeah, it
is.
is. It is an action. Okay, so that's it. That's it for
Okay.
me. I'll stay where I'm at.
Renan.
All right. So it looks like this eye is mostly dead. I think she's going to
The big baddie.
short bow, big baddie, but she doesn't get sneak attack damage. And
Why don't you use her to clear off some of the people on you so you can move up on Big Baddie?
well, we have to use ranged to kill the eye. So I'm trying to get that out of play so that he doesn't mind control anybody.
Got it.
10 damage to the eye.
You break the metallic aperture that was holding it in place, and it begins to tumble off the top of the stone thing. Ding, toon, 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 ding, bloop, until it falls into the pool there at the base of the stone. It disappears underwater for a minute, but then rises to the top. It seems to be buoyant enough that it floats on the top of that pool. But it has shed all of the stone aperture, and whereas before it was like glowing and churning, there's now only like just a very, very soft lime green, like pinpoint of light at its center. It seems to be like no longer actively doing whatever it was doing.
Okay. That is the. I'm gonna end her turn there.
Oniara.
Okay. I'm going to start by attacking this green one right here. Does 7 hit? There's 17.
17 hits. Yep.
They don't have a lot of hit points, so I'm gonna roll these slow because if I kill one, I'd like to move the next attack to the next one. But I'm guessing 7
I
doesn't
got
kill
you.
it.
7's not enough to kill it, no.
How about
That's enough to kill it.
perfect? Okay. Then my last attack is gonna go on this one. 15 hit,
Whew. It does.
14 damage.
Kill him.
Nice. And I'm going to Blade Ward cantrip.
You cannot because you don't have
Oh,
a bonus
because I
action.
took my extra action for bonus. Okay. Sorry. Just kidding. Moving forward.
Jokes. All the jokes.
Happy.
I'm gonna fuck him up.
Yeah!
Oh, that 8 doesn't hit.
8 misses. But what a crater.
Mhm.
That
Hoppy
one?
smash successfully on that one, yeah.
I don't
you-
particularly care which one, but I get one more attack.
that one.
So,
And that one. Yeah. Like just jelly left. Pulverized bone and flesh into just a crude paste. Any movement?
No.
Copy that. Seeming like you guys are meant to be Smash Brothers, the large, hulkish being in the silver armor just pushes past the defensive line he built for himself and barrels directly into Hoppy, and he will make 2 slam attacks. Does he get reckless?
Yes.
Oh.
Ouch.
So the first attack is a critical hit for 31 points of bludgeoning. You'll turn that into 15. The second one hits for 10 points of bludgeoning. You'll turn that into 5, so total of 20 points of bludgeoning. And if both slams hit, he gets to do 9 psychic damage to you, which you don't have. So 29 damage that round.
Damn.
And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw or be stunned by the barrage of psychic attacks. Oh no. You needed to get a 16, so unfortunately you are stunned. He hit you so hard and then rent your mind that you're stupefied for a moment.
But hold on a sec.
You think you got a trick?
I thought so, but I don't think so. Or I can't find it.
I'll skip ahead for a little bit. If you come up with something, let me know.
No, it's fine. Okay, go
Little
ahead.
babies are gonna go. This one tries to jump back, and without advantage, will try a confounding bite. That still hits for 4 points of piercing damage as it just omnoms your leg. Those piercing little needle teeth.
Nightmares afterwards. And wisdom
two-
saving.
Oh yes, please. Yep. Thanks for remembering. You're good. 2 on Oni with advantage. Both misses, is that right? Or are you a
One
17?
matches, so
Ooh, for 8 points of piercing damage, that's like the best you can do.
ugh. And I lost
Oh,
one of the wisdom rolls.
Mhm.
John, were you gonna roll that crit on me?
Oh, you're right. I forgot it. I don't like to do retconny stuff. I forgot. It's my fault. You're already dazed. What more do you want? Meg. Oh, are you rolling it?
No,
No,
I
she
had to
can't.
roll twice because I got attacked
Twice.
twice, but I missed the first
But you only got
one,
hit
so-
once.
Oh, yeah. Then I critically missed. Sorry.
Right. You have disadvantage. Sorry, attack rolls against you have advantage until the start of your next turn, so it will
That's why.
compound.
That's why Amon had that last round, or at the other location, because he got bit.
I'll move there, but he can't attack. I'll make one more attack against Oni. Miss.
Mm-mm.
4 attacks against Hoppy.
Ooh.
Oh,
It took a crit. That's 10 points that you turn into 5, and I need 1 wisdom save. You're good. Do you have advantage?
I don't have advantage. No.
Okay.
but he's,
Oh, well,
he's also
they-
unconscious.
I was gonna say they were gonna get advantage anyway, so surprise, surprise, they still also get double advantage.
Super secret advantage.
Yeah, super secret. What is it? Super secret probation. Super secret double probation. All right, I'm on. Oh, sorry, 0. What would you like Ehai to do?
Maybe harm, since these little guys die pretty quickly, have him clear out a couple of them. I don't want
Could
him to get
he
into
clear
melee,
out the
but if
one
he
on-
has the ability to range attack. What do you think? Is that better than
Get
a
the one
heal?
on Draco.
Because that frees up Draco.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Clear Draco. I'm doing okay for now, so clear Draco, clear maybe one of these others.
I mean, if he wants to heal Draco, that's cool too, though.
All right.
Well, if Draco would stop jumping in the middle of the party, he would probably not need to be healed.
Technically, I think the party jumped into Draco.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's have him kill that one so that Draco can at least move around and help us clear out these other little guys. He's too powerful to be wasted on one guy in the back.
See, I'm important, John.
Indeed. I've always said you are impotent. The Ehai character sort of like wind rushes to you. His feet never really touch the ground, so it's sort of like a flittering flight. He weightlessly touches down on the stone next to you and says that he has barely only met you, and yet he feels that there's a connection between us.
Does he kiss Draco?
He asks if you're afraid of the power of the love that might exist between the two of you.
Wow.
He opens his hand to you, palm up, and says that with the power of the burning passion of our love, we could destroy this enemy.
I put my hand out there. Okay.
You're immediately overtaken by an intense sense of arousal. Like, for a weird, super awkward moment, you're like, well, maybe I'd let him do stuff. I don't know. What?
I do have a grotto, just saying.
And while he's doing that, he puts his hand out and touches the other creature, and it just begins to like burn from the inside out, sort of like a slow burning charcoal fire does, consuming it until it kind of collapses in on itself, totally destroying. It dealt 8 points of damage, and you gain 8 hit points in return, as it sort of he drains the life force from that creature and feeds it into you.
Wow. That was-
Once
that-
it's done and some of your wounds close, he just leans in and asks, "Was it good for you?"
That was hot. Just, fire.
Because fire. And Amon, it's your turn. Don't forget to gain the yeah.
That was
Alright.
awkward.
I
So it
just
makes me
I'm
really
watching
wonder-
everything that happens and going, oh,
Draco's like,
Okay.
I don't want to talk about it.
Don't ask, don't tell.
I'll move my hunter's mark to the big bad.
Now, I really
And
don't
I'm
think
gonna-
Sorry and him were together, just saying.
Gonna move.
Does 14 hit?
I lost Caleb entirely.
He's
Who were you shooting?
Oh,
he's shooting the big bad, and he moved Hunter's Mark onto
Sure.
it.
The 14 misses, unfortunately.
okay.
Oh, I got it.
And-
I heard baby.
Yeah.
Hey!
How about them apples?
Yep.
And a 39 on the critical hit table says. You begin to recognize patterns in your opponent's fighting technique. You gain a +2 to your AC against that target and advantage on all saving throws from effects originating from that target until the end of your next turn.
Nice.
I mean, sort of wasted because you have to assume he is going to just pummel the shit out of Hoppy, but if not, you're covered. Anything else from Amon?
That's it for me.
Your arrow pierced through the silver shield of his exoskeleton and kind of not penetrated but perforated. In other words, straight through the body, came out cleanly on the other side.
You.
And he does not seem to have appreciated that. Draco, it's your turn.
Oh no.
No. Okay, I will get Fire Dude to come on out,
Fire guy.
and I'll cast him. He's going to appear right here. Ooh, not there so much,
On
but
your face.
well, it's saying over here, but I'm trying to put him right here, this corner, just for the thing. And according to my summoning of him, they take when he appears, they gotta do a dexterity saving throw against my spell DC or take 2d6 damage.
Roll 2d6 and they'll take it.
It'll be green and orange right there.
Yep, they both take 8 points of fire damage as Fire Guy burns them.
And since, Fire Dude's here, Flame Seed.
Yeah.
Onto green.
That's a hit and a kill.
And that's my move.
All right. Renan's turn.
Renan is going to. I did steady aim at the end of my last turn, so she's going to get advantage, and she's going to use that for sneak attack on the big bad.
Okay.
Aim for his head. Headshot.
25
25 hits.
for 17 damage. And I will steady aim. And it says that she can do cunning action. Can I both hide and stunning aim? Steady aim?
No.
Or no? Okay. Then I'll just steady aim so that I get it for next one too. And we can't see the health bar on the big bad. Is that? Are we supposed to?
I don't mind you seeing it, so.
Okay.
That's because he's a new monster who doesn't. They for some reason all the new books hide them by default, and all the old books show them by default. Renan's attack seems significantly less effective than Amon's was, whereas his arrow completely perforated the creature. Hers barely dents into the silver alloyed exoskeleton,
Okay.
and he kind of just shrugs the attack off.
So probably gonna have to use some magic on him, since the moon bow worked, but this regular attack didn't.
Probably a very reasonable deduction.
Okay.
Oni's turn.
Okay, let's wallop these guys. I'm gonna start with purple. Or actually, I guess I'll start with orange.
He almost
'Cause he's
did.
mostly dead. Does that finish him off?
Hit and dead. Yep.
Okay. We'll move to green, 18 for 13 damage.
Oh, hit and dead. I'm gonna give it to you.
Okay. And then purple, 7 damage.
Unfortunately, that's not enough.
Boo!
He gave you 1.
Mhm.
It was 14 HP, isn't it?
I'll take
Yeah, yeah. Just seemed like really uncinematic to
it. Leave it at 1 hit
leave
point.
one minion at 1 hit point. Like, it's just such a waste of someone else's turn to be like,
Mhm.
I have to do 1 hit point to a minion. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
and
you do.
that is the extent of my turn.
Hoppy, you are stunned this turn. And after this turn, you will be back to normal.
Okay.
Uh,
Guys, that means that I lose my rage, and so I take full damage. So
Ugh.
I may need you to focus down some of the dudes
Yeah.
around me.
I'm trying to get you as quick as I can. I'm so sorry.
That's
the
fine.
We'll
Stunners.
have weird guy come and
Look, they
heal
can
you.
still do the same amount of damage that they did last turn, and I'll still be alive. So
That's
they
true.
did a lot
Oh,
of damage,
that's
but
Ew.
both of those hit for 28. He gets the bonus 9 for 37 total damage. And I need another Constitution saving throw.
Hey!
Not today.
The wheel is strong in this one.
Yep. Um,
he did 37.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
heal would be good for me.
we'll have him heal you, and Draco's got some heals too. Or maybe you can use a potion. Or you have your, what is your reaction that lets you take some damage or have some damage?
Spirit Guardians.
It's rage.
Oh.
When I rage, I take half damage, but I lose the rage after a turn. Actually,
No, Spirit Guardians, I think is
Yeah.
what I was thinking of. Okay,
oh yeah, and that's only for third party.
I see. Okay.
I forgot about that. Spirit shield.
Mm-hmm. All right, little ones. One little one without advantage against Oni.
Nope.
Miss. 4 little ones against
They're all crits. That'd be
Hoppy.
terrible.
Miss. Hit. Miss.
No, you're 19 to hit, right?
18.
Oh, you are 18. Okay.
1 hit for 4 points of piercing. And the unfortunate part is I need a wisdom save, which I know is not your
No.
best.
Int is my dump stat. But yeah,
Do you have an inspiration token?
sorry. No, it's okay. They get advantage anyway. Doesn't matter.
Well, but you're only taking 4 damage. The question is whether or not. Oh, I see. They'll get advantage next turn. Like, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
which they would get anyway because they're.
Wait, at turn 0, we're gonna have that guy toss some heals to Hoppy.
Okay.
As long as he doesn't have to get into range of that big purpley guy to do it. Does he have to grope him? If he has to grope him, maybe we
does.
can like chuck him a healing potion or something.
Mm-hmm.
Taking a look at him, I don't think he's into bears.
I don't know. He was pretty touchy.
He was playing with your muscles earlier.
Calling out to the party, he wants to know who loves Hoppy the most, who bears him the most intense love and care.
Oni.
We all do. Oh, I for sure have a huge soft
Andy
spot for
comes
Hoppy.
down.
We've fought together side by side many, many years.
He appears before you and like puts one hand just on your right hip and sort of like sidles up behind you a little bit, and with his left hand comes around the side of your body pointing at Hoppy and says, "This will hurt, but allow your love for him to flow through me.
Is he taking my hit points?
Whatever you sacrifice to Hoppy, I will give to him double. So if you take 10 points of damage, I will give Hoppy 20 hit points. If you take 15 points of damage, I will give Hoppy 30 hit points.
I will
Well, let's-
sacrifice 20 hit points.
Damn.
Then Hoppy gains 40 hit points.
Sets me up for another round. Thanks.
Vitality transfer.
Yep. I have a second wind that I can use next
And we got
round.
potions too.
I do have a basic potion, but it only heals like 1d8.
Yeah, I don't have any potions, but
I got 2 of those extra super awesome ones that I just took, where it heals 2 people at once. Yeah.
ooh.
All right, it is Amon's turn, start of round 3. 4. Excuse me, 4.
How?
All right. I'm gonna do the old if it ain't broke,
Break it.
shoot it with the moon bow until it is.
Yeah, Moombo,
Mhm.
Moombo.
Nice.
Nice.
Go Amon.
Amon's gonna have to get the inspiration token for this session for all of his crits.
41.
And 15 damage.
Oh, damn.
Yes.
I don't. So I'm cheating a little bit, but I think it's fair. The weapon critical hit table is very heavily favoring melee attacks, and so what his crit does is let him grapple for free, which I don't. That's A, nonsense, and B, not something I think he would do well at. So I was looking at the spell critical option instead, and this seems way more thematic, especially since it's a moonbow that he's already got some susceptibility to.
Right.
And that's the light from your moonbow flashes near your opponent's eyes, blinding him for a turn.
Nice.
Does that seem better?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
That will
I
help
like it.
Hoppy quite a bit.
Then Amon, you draw like just the perfect bead, loosing the moonbow right through the eye, out the back of the skull. He moans in pain, grasping the eye socket that used to be there. And like there's just like fractures all down the outer portion of his skull, sort of still laced in moonlight from the shot. And I think you have another attack still.
Indeed, I do.
For 8.
Yeah. Another 12.
Yep. Blasting him right through the open portion of his chest cavity, another perforating shot. He is very upset at you, and this is like it's very obvious that your attacks are successful where many others have not been.
He's gonna be running right at you.
Your damages. Yeah. It is Draco's turn.
Okay, so since Draco is using his awesome little dude right there, we're going to do some more scorching rays right at him. There we go.
This is at the begin.
Begin, yeah.
Hit. Miss. Miss. Oh.
Oh.
7 points of fire, or does he get bonus because fire guys I don't know?
Well, Oh, you're right. He does get a little bonus because of the fire dude. That was the. What was it? That freaking window.
Loins inflamed or something.
Yeah, something like that. A
That
D8,
actually
a
sounds
single
pretty
D8.
salty.
Oh, that was extra bonus damage. A D8, and he gets a 2 added.
I've seen you do some incredible things with spells. I think it's a bummer to have burned Scorching Ray for 9 damage.
Yes.
Anything else from? Oh, you got Flame Seed still.
Oh yeah, and then the Flame Seed.
Oh boy.
Oh, that's
Your little
hilarious.
Python's free attack is as effective as your spell slot.
Yes. There it is.
You're starting to destroy entire sections of his armor, leaving behind like that amorphous body that keeps trying to shift to repair itself. He's seen better days. Not that he ever saw good days. Renan, it's your turn.
Okay, so I used steady aim, but I think I think I'm going to do Witch Bolt because he's within 30 feet. Do I get advantage on that or no?
Is Witch Bolt an attack,
Yes.
or do I just save against it?
I'm. One sec.
If you make a spell attack with it, then yes.
A
If
beam
not,
of crackling blue energy lances out toward a creature within range. Make a ranged spell attack against the creature. Yes,
Sweet.
it's an attack.
Cool.
Okay, so I'm going
But
to
it
keep
is going to be
advantage.
purple.
Yes. Advantage, and I'm going to cast it at level 2. Actually, can I change my mind?
You can.
Okay.
It's your prerogative.
I'm gonna Scorching Ray because we really got to get these little guys dead. I'm gonna Scorching Ray because I might be able to take multiple ones out. Will Scorching Ray count as? Do I keep advantage for that with steady aim?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
It's anything that has an attack, you get advantage for with. Actually, does steady aim say the next attack or all attacks? Because it might only be on the first attack.
Your next attack roll. Okay, so I get it on the first one, not the second one, or not the second one or the third one.
Right.
Correct.
So that's
So you
2
end up with 3 hits.
So the purple one next to Oni is half dead. So I'll have one of the hits kill that one. And then I'll have the 12 damage from the second attack go to pink.
Yeah, they're 14, so he's still got 2 hit points there.
Yeah.
Yep. So do you use the last one to kill him, or do you take another one to 2?
Well, that one shouldn't have advantage,
last one
so
didn't
it's only
hit.
an 8. An 8 doesn't hit, right?
Oh, I see. You're right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that at least got 2 off the board, and I can use Oni's turn to get some more.
A 1 off the board.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I have an interesting. Can you read to me sneak attack really quick? It can't be used with a spell, can it?
no.
It's only a finesse
the
weapon?
attack must use a finesse or a ranged weapon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That's why I took it off. And then I'm gonna steady aim so that I can go back to. Oh no, Yes, I'm gonna steady aim so that I can have advantage on Witch Bolt next turn.
Does it work that way? Can you steady aim for next turn?
Oh no, I'm sorry, I can't. It's for an attack that turn.
This turn, yeah.
I forgot.
You hadn't broken any of the rules, but I just wanted to make sure that people listening weren't like, is that how that works?
Confused. Yeah, I'm confused on how to play it, but I'm also just guest playing, so.
It is your turn. Now you can cheat on the character you main play.
Excellent. Okay, I'm coming right over here in between pink and purple, or pink and green, and I'm going to hit pink first, maybe? Yeah, I am! And I'm going to find out what that bonus is because I have killed pink and I'm going to carry that bonus on to somebody else.
47 says. Oh.
Is it not exciting?
You were able to take the disarm action after your attack, but they don't have weapons.
But they have arms.
I was going to say,
Disarm
can I
them.
literally remove the arms of, like...
Nom 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 noms.
Okay, I'm going to give you 2 options, an offensive option and a defensive option. Go, what you got?
Could I remove one of the arms of the big pink guy because he has a smash ability? Would that impact his ability to smash?
You didn't attack him, so I'm going to say no,
Oh,
but
okay.
I'm going to give you 2 fair options, an
right.
offensive and a defensive one to consider.
I'm ready.
First is just like the standard awareness of the battlefield, you'll get to take dodge as a free action at the end of your turn, which means all attacks against you until the end of your next turn are made with disadvantage. That's your defensive option. Or throwing caution to the wind, I'll let you make another bonus attack for free right now.
So I will get 4 attacks this turn?
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
the one that I want.
Mhm.
With the extra bonus attack would be with the golden or with the silvered?
Main hand, gold.
Gold. Okay. So I will do a gold attack on green since that was the next one that I was going to attack, this one.
Mhm.
So he takes 10.
Yep.
And then I'm going to do silvered blade on the green, so he's dead.
He is dead.
And I'm going to move over here to yellow and do the final gold blade attack on him for 9 damage. All right, Hoppy, I did the best that I could.
Good work.
Surprised you didn't want to attack the blind boss.
Well, I do, but I don't because I needed to free up
He's scared.
Hoppy to be able to start attacking that guy, and I have fewer hit points, so I did not want to be in melee with him.
I'm just saying, like 4 attacks with advantage on your magic weapon, you might have just been able to kill him.
Oh, that's true. I didn't do advantage on those. Oh, I
Well, you would have had advantage on him,
on
but
him. I see.
Hoppy, your turn. Against a blind Hulk, attacks will have advantage.
Going to rage, and I'm going to attack with all the things. Do we have a AC on the big guy?
I don't know that we've come close, actually. I think all of Amon's shots have been over by quite a bit.
Over over.
I think
28
we've
all
missed
the
in
time.
single digits and hit with like an 18, so somewhere between 9 and 18, which isn't helpful to you at all.
Well, I'm just wondering if I do Great Weapon Mastery or not. And what the hell?
He
Go
hit
big
with a
or go home.
16. The lowest Amon's ever hit with was a 16.
Okay,
I had to go back and look.
Hey,
that's a
16.
16. That's a 20.
Both of them are successful.
42 damage.
That's a lot of damage. Is your sword magical?
No, it is not.
Oh, bummer.
If only we had made that a priority in the last city. But no, somebody's like, let's get sending stones that we won't use.
Here, hand me the sending stone. I'll beat him to death with that.
We have used the sending stones. Thank you very much.
Smash, 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 smash. All right. Excellent turn. Hoppy, anything else?
No.
Embody the true barbarian spirit of just.
Hit
You
him
don't
actually.
understand. Your attacks are barely doing damage, so harder.
Mhm.
I guess, kinda. All right. He is no longer blinded, and will. No, just I think he's gonna go all in on the attack Hoppy plan. Were you reckless, or were you not? You didn't have to be because he was
I
blinded.
didn't
You're
have
right.
to be.
Yeah. So normal attacks. Oh,
I'll do my shield. Last one for the
okay.
day.
Maybe you don't have to first because if depending
Okay.
on how bad the crit fail is, maybe I shit the bed entirely.
Another 41.
That was disarm, right? Oh no.
That was on the hit
on the
table, yeah.
crit, yeah.
The fumble says you miss an attack and gaze upon the chaos of the battle, causing my confidence to falter. I gain disadvantage on my next attack roll against that target. So let me roll it again and make sure that it was actually ever going to be a hit. It was going to be a hit at 21, so it's up to you whether you want to shield to avoid it.
Yeah, I'll shield.
Okay. Two little shitbirds left.
And now my HP or my armor class.
AC is impossibly high. Yeah. Oh, but it'll still do it.
Are they both attacking Hoppy, or is one attacking me?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
happy. 10, you turn to 5.
Yeah.
And that's it. Initiative 0.
Are you
What would you
rolling
like
the
Ehai
crit?
to do? Oh, I don't like to do that for minions.
Oh, okay.
I can if you want me to. If it
No,
takes
no,
you
if you don't want to, I'm totally okay with
Up to you.
that.
like the idea is that I like to use minions as like fodder, but I don't think they should be given like the same advantage. Like, because if I threw 100 minions at you, I'm gonna get 10 crits, 10 crits every time, and like I don't know, it doesn't feel right for my side of the table for minions.
Do you want to have him attack, or do you want to have him heal somebody?
I think he's good, honestly, right now,
That's
because he's getting
fine.
too close to the guy.
Okay.
And can he help give me advantage on my next shots?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He can
he
go
can
like do
help.
shoulder rubs or something.
Yeah.
Make
He
that happen.
appears behind as you call for aid. He just starts like one hand on the left hip, one hand on the right, and he's like, "You gotta loosen up, baby. Just gotta loosen it up a little bit." And just kind of like just pulls you in close to him and just reminds you that it's all in the
All
hips.
in the hips.
You gotta
Nice.
be a little fluid. You can't get too stiff.
And Amon's like holding himself in place like a board. Just please stop touching me. Please stop touching me.
Just to fuck
It's
dudes like you in
hilarious.
prison.
This guy's
Yep.
hilarious.
Amon, you will have advantage on the next attacks you make.
You guys, I'm feeling something I've never felt before.
Nice.
That is a hit.
Excellent.
Nice. $28.
Yeah, that's a good round for sure. He is at 12 hit points. All but fell by the moonbow. Draco, it's your turn. Bring it home? Question mark.
Sure. I think I
Fireball
will.
and kill everyone.
How did you know that's what I was thinking? I will do.
Hey,
Since-
magic stone, magic stone.
Oh,
Magic sending stone.
I'm actually going to do my own little moonbeam coming from Fire Dude. Do. Come on.
There-ish.
Yeah, sure.
Can we put it in between him and
Can you
this
do it on
purple little guy?
That's true. I could put it like
So
right
that it
there.
hits both?
There you go.
Oh, I need a con save. That's what I'm waiting for.
Oh, you
10
do.
points.
Dang.
And go to 2.
And the purple guy is dead. The moonbeam should have been in place to hit both.
I don't see him as purple. I see him as. Oh no, I see. There's a dead body that you guys can't see under him on the GM layer,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
So you were like,
so I was
purple.
only seeing the GM stuff.
What
I'm
are you
like, I
talking
don't
about?
understand where that's a red dude.
Okay, and so now for the finisher, Flame Seed.
Yeah. Oh, 12 misses. That would have been great though.
Still stealing. Fuck hard.
Brendan's ready to bring it home.
I have witnessed the birth of this universe. No.
Okay, so she's gonna steady aim and which bolt?
The other one.
The big guy. 19 hits.
It does.
And she
Woohoo!
blasts him for 22 damage.
You describe to me what that looks like as you have vanquished him.
Ooh, okay. Since it's purple lightning, that right? It's Witch Bolt is
Yep.
purple.
She used all of her color scheme magic seems to skew lavender.
His body like has purple lightning running up and down it, and it like goes into his eye sockets and out of his ears, and then runs down all of, like, you can see his whole body outlining, and then uh he just bursts into a little bit of purple flame, and ashes rain down. He was fully fried.
Nice.
As he discorporates into fried ash, the last thought that he has is sort of maybe intentionally shared with all of you, or perhaps on accident, but you can hear it as a voice in the back of your head that just apologizes. I have failed you, master.
All right, is it Oni's turn?
It is.
I'm gonna kill that guy. Not with a 14, I'm not. Does 14 hit those little guys?
Yeah.
It does.
Oh,
They're like
Oh, yeah.
10.
He did.
and is there anything still happening with this eye that fell to the ground? Because we took all of its
Floating.
casing off, but we need to make sure it's
Yeah,
dead,
it's
right?
still sort of like, just like I said, it's got that soft lime green light sort of in the center of it, but the whole sphere itself is no longer illuminated, and it's just bobbing in the water there.
Okay.
Well,
I can-
water's charitable in the muck.
I have a few more attacks. Can I move over to it and try to kill it with my magic blades? Like make all of the light go out? Like slice it in half, maybe in quarters?
Should we ask the dude?
Sure.
You must not read from the book.
Okay. I'll ask him if what's the best way to dispose of the eye.
The simple response from him would likely be, "Why would you want to destroy it?"
It's made from
So
the
that
gods.
it doesn't try to take over any innocence that may come across it.
He said, "Perhaps you could just ask it to not do that."
Yeah, we aren't going to do that.
I kind of want to try it.
Okay, you try to communicate with the disembodied eye. Go ahead.
So are we out of combat right now? Like, can I make my way over there?
It's unless Oni wants to do something with her remaining. She has a turn still in combat technically. If she's willing to cede that, then we can go out of combat.
If you don't want me to go and try to slice it in quarters, then
I think it'd be a pretty cool little, extra boon for us.
all right, go check it out.
Because then we can then, other baddies come around, we could then control them with this.
I am not going to get anywhere near it because I do not have high wisdom, and I don't know if I need to have high wisdom to try to get away from it.
Okay. I'm going to go and try to communicate with it to ask it to stop trying to corrupt others.
Make a wisdom check.
Okay, guys, here we go. Is it wisdom saving or just regular
Just
wisdom?
a raw wisdom, just the basic stat. Pretty good. It doesn't speak to you. It's not a thing that is alive, but you do, like, as you touch it, you can sense its presence in your own mind, or rather, like, you get a sense of what it is
Mhm.
instinctively by touching it. It is, in fact, something that was created by the gods, and it is only fulfilling its function. This present modality that it's in is that of corruption. Its intention is to convert all organic essence into this green sludge, which is used to empower the Allowen as they eat it. But you do notice that it can be toggled into two other states: a dormant state or a purification state.
Purification state.
Dormant.
I want to try to switch it to there.
Dormant.
We want to get rid of this green stuff so that way, it starves The baddie.
Once you've switched it to purification, it turns like opalescent white instead of green. And wherever you step, it follows, and it's always just gently humming at a high vibrational frequency that's just at the range of your ability to hear it. But it leaves behind clean patches wherever you go.
Nice. I'm a true druid now. I feel more druidic.
Like you spend a few minutes at this small area, and that one little pond becomes just clear, drinkable water.
There you go. And you wanted to destroy this.
All right. Clean up all the green stuff.
I am the janitor now. I am cleaning up green stuff.
Draco, from your perspective here, you can also see that this stone prison has an obvious fissure in it right here. That's where that large creature was sort of able to squeeze his amorphous protean self out of. But you can almost see into it now. There's a large enough crack in it that you wonder if that's not something you should be concerned about.
Okay, I'm gonna peer through and go and let our awesome little guide know. There's a nice little fissure over here, dude. And I'm gazing through to see if I can see anything inside it.
Really quick
Um,
before I forget,
Yes, sir.
the dude had armor, or metal covering him.
Mhm.
We
The
destroyed it.
sword that,
Yeah,
well,
evaporated with the witch bolt.
okay, never mind.
Um, as you go to peer in, you feel suction isn't the right word. It's not like violent, but there's this sort of otherworldly force that is trying to draw you into the fissure. It's not hard to resist, like you can easily just step back away from it and that draw goes away. But if you were to get really close to it, it seems to intensify. Like the closer you get to the fissure, the more powerful that intention to try to draw you in is. At no point is it irresistible to you, but like there's just this obvious sort
Cool.
of hand over a vacuum that's just
Yeah.
trying to draw you in.
Yeah. Okay, I advise everyone to kind of stay back away from that because this is a very primal evil, sucking in type of thing. Is there any way we can seal that so we don't have anything else kind of heading towards it?
Let me touch base with everybody. It's 11:20ish. If we were to try to get into another combat, I think we run long. Is there a world where you guys would like to end it here? Is there a world where you'd like to RP a little bit more and consider our options for 10-15 minutes and end it 20 minutes early? Is there a world where you'd like to stop this scene where it is, come back to it after you guys have had a chance, a week to think about it, and we can talk about another aspect of the game for 20 minutes? Because I've got a potential update for you on something else I've been working on.
I have got to get resources back if we're going to go into additional combats. So if we can finish
I don't think
cleaning
we.
up this area.
So I think like the rub, not to make it too clinical and metagamey, with regards to whatever may or may not be contained within the jail cell, I think you either have to find a way to make sure that the jail remains fully intact and either, bury it or destroy the jail cell with whatever's, or we have to enter the jail and kill the prisoner. Is Ehai's recommendation that whatever's in there can't simply be left in a half secured cell.
Right.
Right.
It will escape.
I
The
want
longer
to
we wait to
destroy
make a
it,
decision, the stronger it will get.
and I want to proceed. However, I have to, I have 25 hit points. So whether it's a
Oh,
short
that's easy enough
rest
to fix.
and we end the session here and we pick it back up, I'm totally fine with that. But
Yeah,
I need
I
a
have
rest.
no more rages, so I'm gonna be pretty pathetic.
Well, like I
in
said,
next
I got
battle.
I got two of those awesome potions where people next to each other, it seems to be beneficial for everybody.
Yeah, but if we don't have to use the consumable and we can get a rest instead, I would rather do that. So if there's a way to plug it and rest here once the area's been cleared, I'd like to see if that's an option? I don't want to leave this area. Like, we know that we have to address the issue.
Yeah, if the area, if we can camp, near and like have someone, keeping an eye out, then maybe we can even take a long rest.
As I go through and be the janitor and clean up.
question was
the
whether
greens.
we want to go long, and I'm okay with going long today. Margaret and the kids are out, so I have nothing to do until like 5. So
Yeah, I'd rather not go too long, honestly. I got some stuff I got to get done here.
So, do we want to take 20 more minutes and then call it?
So
Before
it
the-
seems like nobody wants to go barreling into the dungeon and fight the monster right now. So I think the risk of us going over is minimal.
Okay.
So
And if you want to talk over the stuff that you want to talk about, we can just hold off right here and we can do that.
Well, we're still let's figure out how we're gonna get our resources.
yeah, let's figure out a
back,
plan
because
for here.
and then we can stop, because if we're not gonna have any kind of resource regain, then anything that we do moving forward, with Mark not having rage and me not being able to wall of steel, your tanks are just gonna crumble if it's any
True.
kind of
Mhm.
formidable foe.
Yeah. So, I mean, I
You're like
can-
an
I
imprisoned
can do my-
demigod can't be that bad.
I feel like I'm probably gonna want action surge and wall of steel for that.
I mean, I can probably wallop him pretty good, but if I can't kill him in one round, then
Right.
I'm good.
That's it. Like, as long as he doesn't go first, and as long as we all get to go and we all have critical hits, we should be fine. But that's a
So, like,
lot of if.
I have DM'd for a number of groups, and I feel like every group I've ever DM'd for, that is plan number 1. Guys, we can kill him as long as he never gets to take a turn.
Yeah. I was a little iffy going into this without those resources. I'm not comfortable fighting anything else. So if
Well,
our lovey guy
I would have
has,
been okay, except I lost my rage halfway through, so
and you had to redo it.
um,
If lovey guy
I had to
has a
re-rage.
recommendation for a temporary seal, and if we rest here so that we can jump into action, like, we might not complete the long rest, but we could start a long rest with watches.
Well, I also think with our plan to kind of soak up the green stuff should help drain some of the big baddie's powers, because that's what feeds him.
Mm-hmm.
So if
Yeah,
we
I
can
like
help
that.
you get rid of some of that, it would help a lot.
So can we use a long rest period to clean everything up, regain our resources? Is everybody okay with that? And then we can hit the ground running next
Oh.
session.
We'll need to take turns of watching or having guards out, so that
that's
way.
Ehai's only recommendation is that,
Totally fine.
he'll help you if he tries to escape, but someone needs to watch and be on the guard for that.
I'm good with
Yep.
that.
But that just means we have to rest for 10 hours instead of 8, so everybody gets a 2-hour break. Extra 2 hours, or everybody's on watch for 2 hours.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Okay. Done. Okay, and then did you have
Sounds
other
good.
things that you wanted to check?
Yeah.
Okay. But we won't need our
Um,
characters anymore. They're long resting and doing their thing.
Yeah, I just want to, while Draco spends a long rest sort of working with this thing, he will eventually figure it out, and that's what it is.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, greater restoration.
Immunity to all
Nice.
poisons and diseases. That's awesome.
Yes, that's so cool.
Yay!
Greater restoration. And you wanted to destroy this.
I did not trust it.
All right. Let me get my ducks in a row here. Oh, I got the
Quack,
email.
quack, quack.
Add
Quack,
that to your
quack.
inventory, Draco. Because I'm guessing
Um,
you are the owner of that.
I feel like anybody could attune to it, but they'd have to make the same wisdom check that Draco made, so we'd have to run the risk of somebody else controlling it.
Yeah, but none of us are going to spend the hours walking around sucking up green stuff, so. We'll
Yeah,
use
I'm the
that
janitor
to
right now,
tune
so.
time.
Like, I think in my mind, sometimes I create items and I know exactly who I want them to go to. Sometimes I create items and I have like a rough idea of, I think this is good for 2 or 3 players. Sometimes I try to make something just universal and it doesn't matter who gets it. I was glad that it played out this way. I saw this as a very Draco toy, but you know, it could potentially work for anybody, but it just seems like.
I like it.
Let me get my sheet open. One of the things. Sorry, talking and typing is going to be a trick for a second.
So how do I put this in my thing so that way I can do the greater restoration at 5th level?
You can just, or actually, here I'll just cheat and drag it for you. I'm gonna give you greater restoration as a spell. You won't have a 5th level spell slot, but it should still be rollable.
Okay, cool.
Or at least like linkable in chat from your spell sheet. I feel like that should work. Yeah, you've got it
Woo.
there. And a 5th level spell slot, despite you don't have any 5th level spells, but now you do.
All right.
Okay.
Sweet.
We have talked a lot about Draco's Grotto. I like that at least half of you have fully kind of embraced it as a player stronghold option. Some of us, when I say us, I mean players in games that I've run, really like the idea of having like a home base or an ownership or a camp or a stronghold. Some people really don't like it, and some people are ambivalent. At least 2 players so far seem highly motivated and interested in sort of fleshing out the stronghold side of it. And I've been slow to iterate on it just because I've been a little taxed towards the end of this year, but I've got some stuff to look at. Meg's been working up an art asset that I'll be able to share next week, hopefully,
Ooh,
for the grotto. And I've got some foundational rules for treating it as a player-controlled stronghold.
nice. We also got to get our mining thing
I'm
set up so that
assuming
way.
since we've been gone for a while that's already kind of
Copies
in
in there, please.
process. We would have
Sweet.
sent the communications, and hopefully when we get there will be resources.
So I've put it in our Discord channel. I'm gonna get out of Roll20 for just a second, possibly forever, I guess. I guess before we get any further, is everybody good for next week?
Yeah.
I think so.
I'll schedule the 14th at 9.
Do you want me to continue
The
this stream
weekend
for
after
this
that
conversation?
is
Oh, this. Well, I don't think it's necessary.
Okay, bye stream.
live
Bye.
stream.